Hello and welcome to the Feathered Cottage with Dee. Today I wanted to share with you some big changes that are getting ready to take place in my life. If you've been on a couple of my lives lately, then you may have heard a little bit about it, but I wanted to clarify everything so you all know what's going on. I'm very transparent. I just tell you what's taking place in life, and so I wanted to share this with you. My husband and I are going to become full-time RVers. This was not an easy decision. This was one that we've thought about for over a year. If you watch me in the very beginning, you've heard where I've talked about we're going to be moving. We first thought we would be downsizing, buying a smaller house. It would be less maintenance, possibly even a condominium, so that we didn't have to worry about the yard. We didn't have to worry about all these things. And then the more we thought about it, I came up, and spend time up with him, if you watch other videos, with him so that we could discuss this better. So I wanted just to start by first explaining how all this came about. My husband got laid off from the oil field in 2012, and we had to learn a whole new job set for him. We took apart what he had done in the oil field and found that safety was the way we should go. He is able to still do, anything that he did offshore, and he can do it on land now. So that was a blessing, because that meant we could be together, where when he was offshore, he was gone, and there was no way for me to go with him. So we took the job skills, and he started getting his jobs, and they require traveling. Traveling can consist of New Jersey, North Carolina, Florida, Oklahoma, Iowa, anywhere. So we did that for the first, 2012 till 2015 or 16. He would go, he would travel. If it was a place that I could go and visit, I would, because I worked at the time. So I would go visiting, and we stayed at hotels or extended stays. And that was great, but it made it very hard on him, because sometimes he'd have to work nights, as he is right now. And when you're working nights and staying at a hotel, it's not quiet. Other guests are there, and they have their children and their families, and housekeeping's doing their jobs, and you're trying to sleep through all that noise on the outside of your door. He would get off in the middle of the night. Restaurants weren't open, or he'd get off way early in the morning. Places weren't open for him to go get a bite to eat before he had to go to bed. So friends of his said, we have a camper. And he was like, So he called me, and we discussed it. And we found a little camper. We weren't sure if this was going to be what we wanted to do or not. So we bought a used camper, and we kept it for about a year and a half, and it worked great. The camper was small, because we didn't want to invest a lot of money into something we weren't sure about. It was not a winter camper, so we had to really button hatches and do all kinds of stuff to make it warm in it the first winter. Before the second winter came along, we sold that camper and bought the current camper. It is winterized. We don't have to worry about pipes freezing as easily. Yes, these things can still happen, but not as they could in the other camper. And this camper is a whole lot bigger. We have a 30-foot Palomino Puma, and we would like to get a 45, but that's going to be in another year, so we're not in a big hurry to do that. We want to make sure that this full-time RVing lifestyle is what we want to do. We are getting rid of our home, and we're moving into the camper. So this is what started all this. I just wanted to first let you all know that part, that it wasn't just a random fly of the night crazy decision. And I'll explain why this decision came about. So that's the first question.
we had to come inside. It decided to come a downpour. And you'll be able to hear it, I'm sure, in the background. But it's Memorial Day weekend, and I hate it for people because this is the weekend you're supposed to be having fun. And instead, people are getting rained out right now. Anyway, that explained how we started and came about this. But I want to elaborate a little further on that. As I said, he's done this for several years now. And it was wonderful getting to travel and see him. But it's hard in a marriage to be apart that long when it's just he and I. We have no small children. All of our children are grown. We have grandchildren, and they're all in school just about now, or in daycare. Sorry, Jazzy's hitting the stand. So there wasn't really a reason for me to be at the house anymore. I ended up coming up and spending a lot of time with him. And then the more we looked at it, it was like, this is silly that we're paying taxes and insurance and electric and internet and all these bills to maintain a home that I wasn't hardly at, nor was he. So to better help our finances and make more sense than just throwing money away, we've decided to get rid of the house and do this for a while. I'll bring you along as I go through some of the stuff. Some of it I'll keep, some of it I'm going to get rid of. Some of the family heirlooms my children are going to take. If we decide to go back to a house, or as they refer to it as bricks and sticks, we'll replace, you know, sofas and chairs and that kind of stuff. Buy a new mattress, you know, that kind of stuff. I am keeping certain things because they're sentimental. Some of them were my mother's, some were my grandmother's, and some were my great-grandmother's. Ooh, had a cold chill, sorry. So there's several things I'm keeping, but I'm also getting rid of lots of stuff. So that's going to be an adventure, and I'll bring you along as I do that. Also, finding out how to put everything into this camper. If you're wondering how to do storage solutions, follow along as I figure it out. And I'll let you know if what I come up with works or not. But this gives me a whole new avenue for my YouTube channel, because I've got to decorate, girls. There's no way I can sit in this camper and not have decor. So my decorating will still be taking place, but it's going to open up new doors for me. Just like I want to take you along while we're up here for the quilts on the barn. You know, things that I wouldn't see normally, I'm going to get to see. You know, there's just adventures anywhere we go. And I'm not one to not get out and see the area. So I'll enjoy this. He'll get to join us in some of them when he's off. But that part's going to be fun. I'll get to experience things that I haven't experienced ever. And I'm happy to be able to experience them while I'm still young. Not young, but younger. You know, and I'm in good health, and I can go and do these things. There's so much of America I have not seen, and I get to now, without worrying about keeping a house and if I'm getting broke into, or, you know, did I remember to pay the light bill, that kind of things. That's all going to be eliminated now. And we do have a nice camper, so it's not going to be like I'm going into something awful. I'm going into something nice. I've just got to learn to have my stuff, my craft areas and all, which I'm going to share that in another video, how I've already started setting up my craft areas, because girls, I got to craft too. I like to craft, I like to decorate, I like to cook, I like to travel, I like to see things where I'm traveling. So I got the best of all the worlds. But I just want to share this really quick with you all. It's just short, but just stick around and let's go and have an adventure in life. Well, I appreciate you stopping by, and I hope you'll follow me along on my adventures. Oh, there was the weather thing. But I hope you'll follow along with my adventures and get to see the country with me, and I hope you'll enjoy it. If you're new to this channel, welcome, and I would love for you to become part of the Feathered Cottage family. If you've been with me, thank you. Thank you. You can go back and watch the old videos and see how I've progressed.
I'm not there yet, but I'm on my way. But I appreciate you coming over today and hanging out with me for a little bit. You have a great and blessed day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.